Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good weekend, and welcome back to Elite Dangerous with the mighty Jingles. I'm back in my Imperial cutter, the General Systems Vehicle Ethics Gradient, and we're in the Canopus system. Canopus is a Class A blue-white supergiant star. It's got 9 times the mass and 71 times the radius of the Sun. It's not quite on the same scale as something like Betelgeuse, but it's still pretty damn big. And the reason we're here is because I have decided that I can't think of a single good reason why those Federation window lickers should be the only ones allowed to buy and operate the awesome Federal Corvette. In much the same way that the glorious Imperial cutter that I'm flying here is manufactured by Gutermeyer exclusively for the Imperial nobility, the Federal Corvette is manufactured by Core Dynamics exclusively for the highest ranking Federation officers. And that's going to be a bit of a problem, because I'm a fabulous Imperial Duke, and since the Federation are a bunch of glue-sniffing, window-licking, democracy-loving peasants with absolutely no sense of style or taste, they don't like me very much. Luckily for me, just like most democracies, they're hopelessly corrupt, and they're easily swayed by the simple expedient of doing stuff for them. My problem was finding a location where I could complete the requisite number of missions in the quickest possible length of time. Not because I'm impatient, you understand, but because I didn't want to get my beautiful Imperial cutter dirtied up too much through the process of docking and launching from all of these dirty little Federal space stations. And that is why you find me here at Rangarajan's base in the Canopus system. Do you remember when I was grinding Imperial rank? It was pretty simple and straightforward. I found a pair of systems that were just a couple of light years apart that pretty much only had missions to deliver data from one system to the other. It was quick, it was easy, and it was incredibly efficient. There isn't quite an equivalent of that here in Federal space. Of course, I shouldn't have expected anything to be different here in the Federal armpit of the bubble. Nothing is going to run as efficiently and smoothly as it does in the glorious Empire. The Federation is a democracy. Nothing runs efficiently in a democracy. So while I did find a pair of systems where I could grind out Federal rank as efficiently as possible in the Federation, it was nowhere near as efficient as when I'd been doing the same thing in Empire space. And this is why you find me here at Rangarajan's base in the Canopus system. As usual, the process is more or less the same, it's just the details that are different. You accept a bunch of missions in one system, hand them in the other system, and you always take the reputation reward wherever possible. The differences here are in the type of missions that you take and the ease with which you can complete them. We're going to be flying between orbitals. Orbitals have large landing pads. This is why I'm in the Imperial cutter, because as well as the courier missions for data delivery that we're going to be taking whenever they're available, because they don't take up any cargo space and we're going there anyway, we're also going to be taking on a lot of cargo delivery missions, and for that you need a lot of cargo space. And when it comes to cargo space, there aren't many ships that are better than the Imperial cutter. I can't remember exactly how much free cargo space I have in this thing when it's set up for transportation, but it's at least 500 tons. And it could have been more, but, well, I like flying with a shield generator. Why is that then, Jingles? I mean, if all you're doing is basically fulfilling the role of a glorified space truck delivery driver, why do you need a shield generator? It's not like you're going out there looking for a fight. Well, that's true, but that doesn't mean fights aren't out there looking for me. If you're transporting a lot of valuable cargo, and I will be transporting a lot of valuable cargo, that makes you a prime target for space pirates, so you're going to have to deal with a lot of interdictions. And when that happens, yeah, let's just say having a shield generator is a wise investment. So, how are we doing? I'm 100% of the way through the rank of Post Commander. That's nice. So now I should be checking the mission board for a follow-on mission from any of the Federal factions at this station to earn the promotion to Post Captain. Let's have a look. There we go. Federal Navy requires 54 units of wine. Now, tempting though that may be, because let's face it, these federal peasants wouldn't know good wine if you smacked them over the head with 54 tons of it. I could just as easily deliver 54 tons of vinegar, and they'd be none the wiser. But actually sourcing 54 units of wine means I'd probably have to go out of my way to find some, and I don't really want to do that. Not because I'm lazy, of course, because these peasants don't deserve good wine. It would be wasted on them. So we're going to do what we did when we were in the same circumstances grinding Empire rank, and the type of mission that we wanted wasn't immediately available on the mission board. This is a process that they call board flipping. You just log out of the mission board and you log back in again, and there should be a different mission. Nothing from this faction. Let's try the next one. Ooh, Federal Navy strike contract. No, I'm set up for cargo transport, not for mercenary work. Let's try again. Federal Navy requires 32 units of tea. Tea? I'm not wasting perfectly good tea on these savages. They'll just toss it into the harbour and complain about taxation and representation. Oh, no, 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 no. No, let's flip the board again. There we go. Federal Navy courier job. That'll do. And it's going to the XVA system, which is the other leg of my current trading route anyway, so that's absolutely perfect. So I have the mission that I want, and now I'm just going to trawl the mission board until I can fill up my cargo hold with other stuff that needs to be delivered to the XVA system. The good thing about doing delivery missions between... well, actually, there are a couple of good things about doing delivery missions between these two systems, but the best thing about doing delivery missions between these two systems is that they are so close together. They're less than 10 light years apart, which means that the cheapest transport ship is more than capable of doing these missions. It just won't have as much cargo capacity, so you'll have to do more of them. But that leads us onto the other good thing about doing delivery missions between these two systems. They pay a lot more than courier missions. Do you remember when I was doing the Imperial rank grind, doing courier missions between the Nagalan and Mainani systems? It was fast and it was efficient, but courier missions don't pay very well. In fact, I was usually getting paid a lot more from the delivery bonuses for quick delivery than I was getting for the actual missions themselves. It still ended up being profitable because the delivery bonuses were pretty good and I was doing so many courier missions at once. That's not the case here flying between Canopus and XVA. It's nowhere near as quick, it's nowhere near as efficient, and the turnaround is much, much longer, but the actual missions themselves pay out a lot more. So you can start doing this grind with the cheapest transport ship available, but you'll quickly earn enough to upgrade. The only real downside is because you are flying valuable cargo. I mean, I'm carrying 180 tons of silver in my cargo hold on this leg of the run. Sadly, I wasn't able to top up, so I am flying mostly empty. But because you are carrying valuable cargo, you can expect regular interdictions from pirates. Not so much here in the XVA system, because your first stop, the James K. Winston Orbital Station, is so close to the star that there isn't really that much of a window of opportunity available for any pirates who might be looking to jack your cargo. You're in system for only a few seconds before you're ready to dock at the James K. Winston starport. Not only that, there are actually two orbitals in this system that you're going to be trading with. And the second one goes by the name of Whirlage Hub. You see James K. Winston up ahead? It's in orbit around the moon of that planet. And Whirlage Hub is in orbit around the planet. We should be able to see it. There it is. These two stations are just a couple of light seconds apart. So when you finish delivering to James K. Winston, your next stop, Whirlage Hub, is seconds away. So very little chance that you're going to be interdicted there either. Now, on the return journey, when you're heading back to Rangarajan's base in Canopus, not so much. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But this is by far the most efficient, well, as efficient as anything can be in a democracy. This is by far the most efficient leg of the trip.
Contact, thrusters
So, same process as before, hand in all of the available missions here, always taking the reputation reward wherever possible. Mostly courier missions. And there's the Federal Navy courier job, so we'll take the reputation reward for that as well, and that should see us promoted to the rank of Post Captain in the Federal Navy Reserve. So one more rank to go, we'll be a Rear Admiral, and we can buy ourselves a Federal Corvette. With our business concluded here at the James K. Winston Orbital, we've delivered everything that we have to deliver here. We've stocked up on cargo to be delivered to Rangarajan's base back in the Canopus system. We're just going to complete the rest of our deliveries in this system, which means making a quick stop at Whirlage Hub. And it's actually less than 1 light second away. 0.68 light seconds. If we could run missions between James K. Winston and Whirlage Hub, we'd probably rank out within an hour. But you can't. Nevertheless, this is both an incredibly efficient and an extremely profitable leg of the journey. Taking on contracts in the Canopus system and delivering them here in XVA. Surprisingly efficient for a federal system, and also very, very profitable. Because that's the thing, don't forget, when you're running all those courier missions between Nagalan and Mainani for Empire rank, it only really works because you're doing so many of them. Courier missions only give 1 and at the most 2 stars worth of reputation, and as we've already discussed, the payouts are pretty bad. The only thing that makes it worthwhile are the fast delivery bonuses and the sheer number, the bulk of missions that you're running at once. You don't get that here in federal space. But the delivery missions that we're doing not only pay out more, but they're usually worth at least 3 stars of reputation. So you're not doing as many missions, but the individual missions are worth a lot more, both in money and reputation. And we're already at Whirlage Hub. So I'm going to hand in the missions from Canopus that I have to deliver here. We're going to trawl the mission board here at Whirlage Hub for more delivery, and obviously we'll also take any courier missions to go back to the Canopus system. You tend to fill up your cargo hold here in XVA because you're taking on missions from 2 separate stations. In fact, it's usually the case here that there are so many delivery missions available to go back to Canopus that you have to pick and choose, because even with more than 500 tons of cargo space, it's surprising how quickly you can fill it up, but it's all profit, so it's all good. The reverse is not true when you're taking on missions from Canopus to bring them back here to Whirlage Hub and James K. Winston in the XVA system. You can often fail to fill up your cargo hold. That's not the only problem with the Canopus leg of this journey, as we're about to see. So we've completed our deliveries at Whirlage Hub. Forgot the name of the station there for a second. Don't know why I just said it. We've taken on a whole bunch of new deliveries back to Rangarajan's base in Canopus, and we're about to arrive, and this is really where things start getting tedious. Any second now. There we go, Canopus. Very distinct blue-white supergiant star. So, we're heading to Rangarajan's base. And here's where our problems begin, because Rangarajan's base is more than 40,000 light seconds away. Now remember, it's a lot easier to fill your cargo hold on the XVA leg of this trading route, because there are 2 stations where you're taking on cargo delivery missions, which means that you are much more likely to have a cargo hold chock full of valuable cargo on this leg of the delivery run. And it's more than 40,000 light seconds of supercruise before you get there. Plenty of time for you to be interdicted. Now, you'd occasionally get interdicted even when you were just doing data delivery missions back in the Nagalan and Mainani systems for the Imperial rank grind, but you were in a fast, nimble courier ship, so avoiding the interdiction wasn't that difficult. And you can avoid interdiction in a big, fat, lumbering cargo transport ship, but it's not as easy, and if you fail, it's a good idea to have a ship equipped with a shield generator, which is why I always fly delivery missions with the shield generator in the Imperial cutter, just in case I fail to avoid the inevitable interdictions. And the Imperial cutter also has the best shields in the game, so that's nice. So yeah, the 40,000 plus light second slog from the Canopus nav beacon to Rangrajan's base is easily the most tedious part of this whole trade route. It could have been a lot worse though. I mean, it's not the nearly 7,000 light second slog from Alpha Centauri to Hutton Orbital, but the journey to Hutton Orbital is something that most people only ever do once, and usually because they've been tricked into doing it. And hey, at least they get a mug out of it. This, on the other hand, is something that you are going to be doing over and over and over, and it gets very tedious very, very quickly. But at least the compensation is worth it, not just in terms of credits, but also reputation rewards. I think when I started this process, I was at around about 180 million credits in the bank. And after a couple of hours, I've earned about 70 million. I mean, it's chicken feed compared to what you could earn doing asteroid mining. But you don't earn reputation from asteroid mining. As always, I'm taking the reputation rewards where they're available. Where the reputation reward isn't available, I'll take engineering materials, and if there are no engineering materials, I'll just take the cash. And after a few more of these runs, I've made it 100% of the way through the rank of post captain. So now I'm looking for the promotion mission from one of the Imperial factions in order to secure the promotion to Rear Admiral, because that is why we're doing this. I had to log out to the desktop and then log back in again before the mission I was after popped up. There it is, Federal Navy courier job. And we're going to Whirlage Hub in the XVA system, so perfect. Complete this mission, get promoted to Rear Admiral, unlock access to the Federal Corvette. Because I need a Federal Corvette. I need it for a very specific purpose. You see, the plan that I have for the Federal Corvette, technically I could do it in any ship. I mean, I could do it in the Imperial cutter. But it's just so much better if I do it in the pride of the Federal Navy, the Corvette. What plan is this, Jingles? Patience, young Padawan. All will be revealed in due time. First, I have to pick up the promotion to Rear Admiral, which I can do as soon as my glorious, pristine, beautiful Imperial cutter has docked at this rat-infested Federal shithole of a station. Right, where's the mission board? Well, not one to turn down a profit, I did take on a whole bunch of other missions. And I don't need the reputation anymore, so I'll take the cash. That one was worth more than $1 million, so good stuff. Same here, 730,000. We'll take it. Federal money spends just as well as everybody else's money. And this one, yeah, the biotech conductors. I'll take the engineering materials. Why not? I'm happy to take their money as well, of course. What can we get for this one? Yep, I'll take the cash. That was a lot of cash. And this one in. Yep, 5.7 million credits. I'll take it. I'm not taking on any more missions here. I'm just handing in everything that I've already completed. Delivering all of this stuff. And I'll take the biotech conductors. Engineering materials are always useful. And there it is, the Federal Navy courier job. We'll hand that one in last. I just want to get rid of everything in my cargo bay. Milk these Federal saps for as much as I can get out of them. Again, we're taking the engineering materials, and I think we're nearly done. Federal Navy courier job. Anything else to hand in? Nope, that's it. Alright, let's do it. We'll take the cash. It's only 92,000 credits, but whatever. I'm not doing this one for the money. Hello? What's going on? The game appears to be having a brain fart. Oh, don't crash on me. I can't recall... Oh, wait, we're done. I can't recall the game ever crashing. It is pretty stable. It's been out for a few years now. Right. That should see me promoted to the rank of Rear Admiral. Fantastic. And there's the confirmation message. Right. I'm done in Federal space. Well, not quite. There's one other stop that I need to make. But before I do that, I need to head back to Shinrata Desra and the Jameson Memorial Starport, where I can buy a Federal Corvette for a 10% discount. An absolute bargain at a mere 164,943,000 credits. And, well, seems like a lot. It is a lot. But it's a complete bargain compared to the price of a brand new Imperial cutter. So there it is. I am now the not very proud owner of the best the Federation has to offer. So I better get this thing kitted out with whatever equipment I can actually afford. And then there's one last place that I need to go. The whole reason I'm buying a Federal Corvette in the first place, a very specific reason, again, something that I could have done in any ship, but which is just better if you do it in a Federal Corvette. What reason's that, Jingles? Look, I told you before, be patient, okay? You don't have to wait long now, all will be revealed. So, with our Federal Corvette kitted out, and appropriately decorated, of course, note the lavish Imperial insignia on the nose of this Federal ship, because I firmly believe that if something's worth doing, it's worth doing properly, and if it's not worth doing, let the Federation do it. And after picking up a couple of speciality cargo items, I'm taking my brand new Imperial Corvette to a star system that we have all seen before, even if we don't play Elite. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the solar system, the cradle of humanity. Unfortunately, currently controlled by the Federation. But don't worry, we'll address that in due time. For now, I have some very important business in my brand new Imperial Corvette in orbit around that little blue marble up ahead. That is, of course, Earth. And it's the reason why I'm here in a Corvette with an Imperial Duke at the controls. This would have been possible without Supercruise Assist, but it would have been a lot more difficult. So I specifically fitted a Supercruise Assist module to this Corvette in order to be able to do hands-free what it is that I'm about to do. The Supercruise Assist module will fly you moderately efficiently to your target destination, and when you get there it will put you in orbit around it. And I need to be in orbit around Earth for what I'm here to do. While we're here, we may as well stop and admire the view, because Earth is very, very pretty. And is of course completely wasted on those glue-sniffing Federal peasants, but like I said, we'll address that in due course. For now, let's just catch the sunrise. It is pretty special, isn't it? I mean, look at that. Well, anyway, that's enough sightseeing. I'm here in orbit over Earth for a reason, and it's not to admire the sunrise. I picked up a couple of speciality cargoes before I embarked on this journey. So what exactly do I have in my cargo hold? Good question, glad you asked. Let's take a look. Unfortunately, glue is not a specific commodity that can be traded in Elite, which probably explains why the Federation are so angry all the time. But you can buy polymer, and glue is a type of polymer. So I bought a bunch of polymer, and I'm dumping it from orbit all over Earth. There you go, you glue-sniffing chuckleheads. Sniff on that. Compliments of the Empire. I also have a couple of tons of bio-waste, and I'm jettisoning this all over Earth as well. Yes, I am quite literally shitting on Earth. I am shitting on Earth, on the Federation itself, from a very great height. And I could have done this in an Imperial cutter, and there would have been a certain amount of poetry in that. But it really works best when you're doing it in a Federal ship. And that is why I needed a Federal Corvette. And yeah, if you're wondering, all of the hours that I put into grinding out Federal Rear Admiral rank, the money that I spent on buying the Corvette and outfitting it, totally worth it. Because if you're going to shit on the Federation, you may as well do it properly. And on that bombshell, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.